Hey everybody, this is Brat with Nitro and Brat's Paranormal. Welcome to our channel. I'm sure over the last 3-4 days, couple of weeks, everybody has heard of all the drama going on Travel Channel between a few choice people, which is pretty sad. I mean, it's the paranormal community. It wasn't just created on television, wasn't just created by one certain person. And for this certain person to have so much pull with a network is absolutely crazy. Doing a little research today, the actual first show that I can find that come out on Travel Channel was Ghost Hunters. They appeared 10/6 of 2004. They lasted till 2016. Now they've branched off, and some of the cast have started their own shows. Kindred Spirits, Ghost Hunters come back. I think they were called Ghost Nation for a while, and I think Ghost Hunters went to another network as well, if I remember right. On 10/17 to 2008, Ghost Adventures started, and it's still rolling. I think they're on their 24th season and have branched out into different shows as well within the same network. So there's like 3 different shows that Ghost Adventures now does. In 2016, Paranormal Lockdown started. They made it till about 2019 before they got canceled. So going from here, I think Ghost Brothers has been canceled. Excuse me. Portals to Hell still hasn't announced their new season, and then on March 20th, this announcement come out, and this one is just heartbreaking because Destination Fear was a very good show. So let's listen to Dakota and the crew talk about what happened.
Well, you guys, after 4 seasons of amazing times, amazing memories, the TV show Destination Fear has been canceled.
There will not be a season 5, and there is no more show.
It is incredibly crushing to know that it's the end of the road for Destination Fear.
It's hard to believe.
It really sucks to know that this is the end of the road for us.
That's the hard part about this type of job, is that you are never promised tomorrow, and you're not just doing that hard work for yourself. It just turns into something so much bigger than a TV show.
This crew is absolutely heartbroken. Their show was ripped out from underneath of them that they've put all this time and energy in.
This has been an actual adventure of a lifetime. It's been amazing.
The amount of times, like, we were on the floor and laughing.
We got to go on the road and experience life.
It forced us to go through so many tough moments together and have each other's backs.
It was the community that we were so lucky to have. I think that's the part that hurts me the most, is people from all over the world have been placed into our lives because of this show.
Some of my greatest memories with this is meeting the fans at conventions.
The fact that we get to be a memory in your guys' life with your family, it was a dream come true.
You guys are like family to us. You guys have changed our lives more than you know.
We're not letting this die. That would be so unfair.
So everybody, where this video is going is Destination Fear was canceled by the network. So Dakota and the crew have decided to start their own Destination Fear on YouTube. This is a Kickstarter. This is the initial video announcing the cancellation as well as the Kickstarter. I'll put a link in the description of the video so that everybody can check out this Kickstarter. They've so far are doing pretty well with getting the money to get started with this new adventure for them, and I'm really happy for them. But then again, you've got the whole somebody got to somebody up in the network, and yeah, we'll get into it all. Let's get back to this video of these guys.
For us to just stand by and do nothing.
We're not done yet. We've got more gas in our tank.
You go, guys.
Welcome to the next phase of Fear, a whole new project, and that is our Kickstarter campaign.
We are a group of lifelong friends. I mean, day one. I was actually at the hospital the day Dakota was born.
So when we were all brought into this world, we knew each other from day one.
We all grew up together across the street from one another.
Our love for the paranormal kind of grew together, and it's kind of what bonded our friendship.
We love filmmaking and we love scary buildings.
Those were our two passions. It eventually turned into a self-produced documentary called Trail to Terror. And that project found a home at Travel Channel, where Destination Fear was born. We are making it our mission to create an all-new but very familiar show.
We have Dakota, who not only created the show, he was the visionary for the show, but he also is the editor.
I even created the intro score, the actual visuals for the intro. I shot it in a hotel room while we were on the road.
Down to the production side. We purchased all of the equipment used to create this show.
The lights, the cameras.
We currently own all of that.
This has truly been an in-house production that will not change. We are basically picking up where we left off.
We have all of the equipment, all of the skills needed to take what you've seen on TV and bring it to YouTube.
We are coming to YouTube.
So yes, the TV series may have ended, but our next destination is here. Project Fear. An all-new psychological experience.
Okay, so they've decided that they're going to YouTube, which is amazing. I'm really glad because, like I said, that was one of our favorite shows to watch. We really, the back history with Dakota is he started out as I think a guest investigator on Ghost Adventures, then became a cameraman, part of the crew, and he was with them for a while, and then started his own thing, pretty much, like a lot of the other ones do. So when that Kickstarter come out, it started a lot more going on with everybody in the paranormal community with the Travel Channel. The next video that Dakota put out is as follows. Let's listen to what Dakota has to say. about this one. Hold on. I don't know why it's muted. Oh, there we go. So let's listen into this one.
Okay, guys, I gotta make this quick. First of all, you're amazing. You guys, the love, the support this week has been unreal, and clearly that message is going far because I just got a phone call and I have to publicly address this now. Here we go. Did Zach Bagans shut down Destination Fear? No, he didn't. Did Zach Bagans call the network and say shut it down?
I wonder who that phone call was from.
You know, right now we don't even know if Destination Fear is canceled or renewed. I will say it's not looking good, but I have to tell you guys, in this industry, these decisions are business. This is a business decision, and it has nothing to do with anyone's ego or whatever. However, does that mean that Zach and me are friends and that he's been supporting the show and everything has been chipper and great? No, it doesn't. And I have a lot to say and more to come on that front.
So there is Dakota talking about Zach. Kind of gives you that little bit of a hint on who that phone call actually came from. And I could see it. I mean, you know, all the rumors that go around that you hear from this person, that person, or you read on the internet, you know, you can't always believe what somebody says about another person. You know, Dakota's not the only one that left Ghost Adventures. Nick left Ghost Adventures, and for his reasons, he was kind of brought into this little bit of drama after being out of it for so long that
I sorted through them. Let me start off by saying this. I never had an NDA. I was not fired from Ghost Adventure.
Sorry guys. When you're trying to use different videos, it gets to be a little confusing. So let's listen to what Nick has to say about the whole drama thing. Here is Nick's take on this.
Okay, let's get into this. I got all your questions. I sorted through them. Let me start off by saying this. I never had an NDA. I was not fired from Ghost Adventures. I never did, quote, a bad thing. I never cheated in a relationship that I was in. I was misled with the ongoing of Paranormal Lockdown. I kept my head up for 9 years. I pushed forward. I kept trying to move on, creating new hit shows. But the previous hosts that I used to work with keep trying to stop my career. So this is my story. This is from my perspective, and now I have to talk about it.
Okay, Rachel asked, this may be controversial, I know, but what was it like working on the GA team after the documentary and fame hit? Just wondering if rumors are true about you-know-whose ego from experience. I questioned him once about how he treats his team and was blocked instantly.
In my opinion, this rumor is true. I witnessed it firsthand, and I saw him treat people just as poorly. This host was terrible to work with. It was an extremely hostile environment to work in, and also Dakota can speak on his experience with him too.
All right, this is from Glenda from Texas.
And if you watch Ghost Adventures, you see how he treats the people that he works with. He likes to give them a hard time. I mean, that's all fun and games, but when you lock somebody in a room that you know has activity and just leave them there, don't help them get out. He's done this to not only Nick, he's done it to Aaron and to other people on his crew. That's not an easy thing when you're in an area and there is so much activity that you're freaking out that you can't get away from it. It's not cool. Why would you do that to somebody? Why would you lock them in an area that you know, yeah, it's wrong. By the time they get out of these places, half the time they're losing their minds because they couldn't get out of it.
Aaron has already explained why you were fired. You went behind Zach's back, started a new show without discussing anything with him.
Here we go with the
Trying
rumors.
to destroy him at this late date will do you no good, except she spelled no wrong.
I did not get fired. That is false. I did not go behind anyone's back. My contract allowed me to produce other shows, just like the other host who I was working with, who produced several other shows. This is simply jealousy. Nothing to do with legalities.
There were multiple questions regarding whether or not you believe that you have been limited or blocked from appearing on Travel Channel.
In my opinion, I do believe I was blocked from the network and continuing my shows.
I believe he was too.
Specifically because of one host who I used to work with. And the reason I know this is because several executives I spoke to at the network said I can't come to that network as long as he's there. And also, years later, speaking to Dakota, who finally spoke out about it and confirmed it for me, that yes, when he was filming with this one host at a location, this host came into the room bragging, laughing, saying, ha ha ha, Nick's never going to work in America again because I gave the network an ultimatum to choose him or me. So now, having that confirmation, this is the reason I'm speaking out today about it, because finally someone has the guts to talk about it publicly.
And that takes me back to, how does one person have so much pull that he can get somebody taken off a network, and not only just one person, but anybody that is getting in his way. The money and the fame has went to his head so much that he thinks he's the only one in the community that should be allowed to do paranormal investigations, and he's not. There are so many other people out there that deserve a shot, and he thinks all this glory and fame should be his because I'm sure he probably feels he started the whole ghost hunting thing on the networks, and it's not true. Ghost Hunters was around, what was it, 4 years before him? So I mean, yeah, how can he do this to other people? It's just, oh, he's a horrible person. Let's listen to some more of Nick.
Marshmar1 says, I'm sorry, this was like 10 years ago. Move on with your life, stay out of the drama.
It's not drama when it directly impacts my life,
Exactly.
my career, and my family. I wouldn't have to get involved in this conversation if this individual didn't continue interfering with my life.
There's a ton of questions wanting to know exactly why you left Ghost Adventures.
In my opinion, based on what I was told, a certain individual that I worked with called up the network and said he would not show up at the next location if I showed up. I was dragged along for 2 months, and I kept being told, we don't need you at this next location.
He was one of their best investigators.
We don't need you at that location. Got to the point where I was dragged along for so long that my lawyer finally stepped in. He gave me a choice. I could either move on and make something better, create something new, or just be a sitting duck and just wait. So I chose to move on and create Paranormal Lockdown.
Okay, so this brings me to a bunch of other questions that have to do with Paranormal Lockdown. People want to know what happened to Paranormal Lockdown. Many of them are saying it was my favorite paranormal show of all time.
Paranormal
Mine
Lockdown
too.
became one of the highest rated shows for the network at the time, and yes, it is true that a merger was occurring, and we were kind of on hiatus, still filming. But then I was told by the network executives that we would continue Paranormal Lockdown into 20 episodes and keep going after it. But then suddenly, radio silence. We had to get on the phone, talk to the network, and try to figure out what is going on, because this is what I was being promised. And this brings me back around to what Dakota witnessed about a certain individual, a host who walked into the room bragging and talking about how he stopped Paranormal Lockdown. I believe I know what happened to my show, Paranormal Lockdown, but what do you guys think?
I believe
A lot of
him.
people have sent screenshots or even tagged us in the original tweets that Zach posted years ago. And it goes like this. Zach says, anyone out there who gets fired from a job for doing bad things can't use said job as a resume of achievements, total deception.
Yeah, I
He
can.
goes on to say, please for one time in your life do something 100% original. And then continues to say, disgusted to see someone using our show name, Ghost Adventures, to keep promoting shows and himself that we want absolutely nothing to do with.
Here's proof that he's putting out statements about me, talking about how I did, quote, bad things. Multiple people in the industry reached out to me and stated Zach called them and told them not to work with me. After speaking with Dakota, I learned that these patterns have not stopped. I believe that these rumors were used to try to hinder my career. And as far as him going on and saying I use Ghost Adventures for my resume, yes, it is part of my resume. I helped create the title Ghost Adventures. I edited it. I was a co-creator. I was in it for 10 seasons. I have every right to use Ghost Adventures on my resume. Bottom line, these are false statements and his way of trying to ruin my reputation.
Nikita asked, are you waiting?
And he's right. He was with that show long enough and helped create, the content. He has that right to use that anywhere. It's public knowledge. You can go all over the internet and see that Nick Groff was part of that show. The show was known for him, the said host, Zach, as well as Aaron. They were the three investigators for the longest time, and then, they started bringing in other people, Bill, Jay, and then Nick just disappeared, and everybody's like, whoa, wait a minute here, where'd Nick go? And then it was said that he got fired for faking stuff. I don't believe that. I've watched enough of Nick's other programs, Paranormal Lockdown, Deathwalker, to know that Nick is 100% genuine. He doesn't fake his evidence on his shows. What him and Tessa are doing now is absolutely amazing. They've come together and created their own content. And yeah, they're out there to get the evidence, prove it. And we need more shows like that. Zach and Ghost Adventures has become all about everything's a demon. Every ghost you hunt, you go on, not always demonic. I mean, how do you know it's a demon? It just makes no sense. Let's listen to some more of Nick.
Are you way happier now getting to investigate your way and have full control of what you're producing?
As you're seeing now, people in the industry are talking how difficult it is to move away from a network that's fully producing their project. I took matters into my own hands, gained full control over my project, Deathwalker, so this would not happen again. To answer your question, I'm way happier now. I have full control of my projects. I'm away from toxic people. There's no restraints. And I'm able to pursue my passion of real paranormal investigations with credible evidence.
What about the allegations in the media regarding you cheating?
These allegations are completely false. I have never cheated. I have never had an affair. In my opinion, these rumors and allegations were put out into the media purposely by a very hateful and jealous woman.
Chris says, how's the baby doing? I hope you all are happy and healthy.
They got the cutest little baby.
The baby is doing fantastic. All of his brothers and sisters are doing great. They all love each other. Tessa and I are extremely happy with our life right now, and we're growing together. We're working on new projects, and we're pursuing our passion. I could go on and on about why I have zero respect for these certain people that I worked with in the past. I have never allowed anything to stand in my way. Tessa and I will not allow anything negative to stand in our way with everything that we have coming up. I'm putting all these rumors to rest because, again, we're moving forward. Tessa and I have been doing this since we were little kids, and we look forward to continuing to bring you real paranormal content.
A lot of these people started their shows because of experiences they had as children with the paranormal. A lot of people don't believe into the paranormal, but I do. I've had experiences when I was younger, and I'm an investigator. You have to take the good with the bad when you're doing this stuff. Not all spirits are bad, and not all spirits are good. But for certain individuals to think that they can just, ruin people's lives because they want to be the big shot and be the only person who is allowed to do this is just ridiculously wrong. As far as his museum goes, there is a video out now showing that he actually went to, because Ed and Lorraine Warrens had their haunted museum, and then when they passed on, it went to their son-in-law, John Zafta. And it shows in one of Zach's videos, a gentleman talking about John Zafta's haunted museum, so Zach called him and wanted to go see it. This video is gonna kind of explain about how Zach started his museum, and it's, yeah, some of the stuff that you find out about these people is just crazy. So let's listen to Lindy and Ben's video on Zach's haunted museum.
On to talk about Zach's museum and how the idea was completely ripped off from someone else who was really famous, John Zaffis, nephew of Ed and Lorraine Warren, and who in his words is the godfather of the paranormal world. John had an outhouse out the back of his home, and in the underground of that house was his very own paranormal museum, and above were his working offices. And this museum was full of artifacts that John had collected over his many years of paranormal investigating, but kept it very private, as he was the only person that ever went in there. According to Haunted Heights, Ed, Lorraine and John were the first ever people to put together a paranormal museum. And being friends of both John and Zach, Haunted Heights mentioned to Zach about John's haunted museum, and Zach got on the phone to John and wanted to go and see the museum, which Haunted Heights found incredibly odd, as this supposedly was very out of character for Zach Bagans. But before he went, he told John that he didn't want anything from it. He just wanted to go and see the artifacts that he'd collected over his many years. But both John and Haunted Heights found it incredibly weird when Zach Bagans then turned up with a promotion crew and camera crew. Zach went around the museum taking photos with the artifacts and then leaving. Again, both John and Haunted Heights found this incredibly strange.
It is strange
to be that Zach was actually collecting ideas for his own museum. And Haunted Heights actually goes on to talk about Zach Bagans' haunted museum, which in his claims he says that not all the artifacts in his museum are actually owned by Zach. They're actually leased by the people who genuinely own those artifacts, because the original owners weren't willing to sell them. He then goes on to ask, are the artifacts actually haunted? And he states that they're not. He says that the creep factor actually lies within the backstory of the artifacts, not the artifacts themselves. And Haunted Heights then goes on to say that he believes that Zach Bagans 1000% ripped off John's idea. But people in Haunted Heights comments section actually state that this wasn't actually him ripping off John's idea, it was just a very clever business move. Sadly though, that's as far as Haunted Heights got with exposing Zach Bagans, as on the 12th of March his account was deleted, and unfortunately due to the account being taken down, I'm not able to insert the original footage from Haunted Heights. And it's not actually known why Haunted Heights page was deleted, and people started popping up all over TikTok.
Yeah, that's kind of strange how he went to John Zappa's museum, took all these pictures, and these are pictures he's using for his museum to promote it, and then he starts his museum. Where did you get your ideas? And then to tell people that you own these artifacts and to come find out that you don't. So who's the liar here? Let you guys, sink that in and make your own decisions, because I mean, Mr. Baggins is pretty much, everybody's coming clean on all of his little antics. I mean, I don't understand how they have managed to survive as long as they have with Ghost Adventures. They haven't put out any new episodes that I know of as of this year. We've watched it on occasions, but really haven't watched it since Nick left. I mean, because it just got really bad with everything being demonic and a demon, and and the way he treated the crew, it just wasn't entertaining to watch anymore. As far as Paranormal Lockdown, yes, we watched every episode of that. It was a really good episode. It was an amazing show. As and for it to be canceled just out of the blue really sucked because, you know, okay, there went the show that we always watched and, you know, and enjoyed. And then, you know, Nick started doing the Deathwalker stuff. For a while, it wasn't available in the United States, but now that it is, and it's on Amazon Prime, we go on and we watch that. You know, because one of our good friends actually is on some of the Deathwalker shows with Nick. And we enjoy the content that him and Tessa put out. They are two genuine people. Our friend owns one of the most haunted houses in New York, which is the Haunted Hinsdale House, and Nick Groff has actually investigated there with Katrina, and then he also went in and did an investigation not too long ago with Tessa. I have not seen that episode yet, but plan on watching that because I want to see what she thinks of the Hinsdale House. Would love to someday get a reading with her because she is a psychic medium and she does do readings. But until my health is back up and running, I just kind of don't play with that stuff. Yeah, I'd come on here and do like the spooky shorts and stuff like that, but I try to stay away from any type of investigations or doing anything out of sorts with tarot readings or mediumship readings. I mean, all the drama in the Travel Channel with, you know, said host is just really sad. I mean, the paranormal community should be able to come together and everybody be able to do investigations and, you know, enjoy what they do. It makes me wonder now how many more of our favorite shows, Kindred Spirits, Portals to Hell, that are on there, you know, are going to be canceled. I hope none, because there shouldn't only be one paranormal channel or paranormal show on a Travel Channel. It should be multiple. I mean, I know a lot of them are not on Travel Channels. They go Destination America, you know, because we watch the Dead Files, and it's just stuff that we enjoy to watch. It's just crazy. We couldn't believe when we seen Dakota's video pop up and then Nick's video pop up about what was going on. It's just, you know, did the money and fame go to his head to where he just thinks he's the person? I mean, you go on and you try to find what he makes. It'll give you a rough estimate. I mean, it's saying like he makes, what was it? Oh, now I can't even remember what it was saying he makes per episode, but it's a Reddit, so I didn't want to use that. He's worth more because of his car collection, his real estate, his museum, what he makes off the show than any of the rest of the crew. I mean, Aaron makes money off of, you know, the Ghost Adventures, and he has a clothing line. Jay does some director stuff. So each of them are worth their own amount, but out of all of them, Zach is worth the most. I think he's estimated at like 30 million, and it's all public knowledge. You can go on the internet and find that anywhere. On what he makes. Is just to find out what he makes per episode. It was really hard to do. I'm really hoping that Dakota and the crew get Project Fear up and running, because I will be going on to YouTube to find out if they have their YouTube channel set up yet, to get subscribed to that, because I'll watch their show. Nick, Tessa, keep doing what you guys do. You guys are amazing. We love your content. And, you know, you got dragged back into the whole drama thing here because of what people are saying. And hopefully that none of that is going to stick to you, which I'm sure it won't. You'll probably just go ahead and brush it off and go about your day, because you do have an amazing content coming out. Hopefully Dakota don't have to make any more videos anytime soon explaining that said host didn't get him canceled, when I'm sure most people will see behind it that how did a show that was so high ranked just all of a sudden, nope, we don't want you anymore. It makes no sense to me. Like I said before, there's so many other great content creators out there that do paranormal that they should have shows, but they're only on YouTube. You've got the Foreman brothers, who are amazing investigators that should have a show, but they stay on YouTube. I think it just kind of keeps all the politics out of, and they can do what they want, but they help families and they're genuine. Awesome shows. You have, oh my gosh, yeah, he's a little crazy, but he does good content. You have some of it, kind of wonder if, oh, jump scare, yeah, who had the clown down the end of the tunnel? Did you guys put that clown there? You have G-Team Paranormal. They do good content. You have Steve Shippey, who has a show on Destination America, I think it is. It's the Midwest Haunting. Is I think the name of his show. He does the Saginaw, Michigan hauntings, and they are really good shows. He's got quite a few that are actually out on Amazon Prime, so if you want to watch some good content, go over and watch Steve Shippey's stuff. And let's see, I'm trying to remember the name of his show and what channel it's on, and I can't. I should have had it wrote down. A Haunting in the Heartland is what it's called, and it is on looks like Discovery Plus. Oh, maybe it is. It's saying Travel Channel, but I thought it was one of the different networks. And it's been on since 2020, so I haven't seen where they announced the next episode. Another one that is a good one to watch is, I don't know if everybody has watched it yet, on Netflix, is 28 Days Haunted. It was actually a really good show, and two of the investigators are from the Quad Cities where we're from, and we know them guys as well. We've met Nick and Aaron. Yeah, their names are Nick and Aaron. We did an investigation with them guys at the YMCA in Rock Island. Dan Veneer Furniture. But yeah, all this drama is just, it's sad. It's sad because people's favorite shows are being taken away or canceled, and you know, nobody knows why and how this person can have such a strong pull against a network that they are capable of being able to do this. I mean, I played the videos. You guys heard from other people, you know, their perspective. Zach hasn't come on and done his own video on what's going on. Not sure that he will. He hasn't even sent out any tweets like he did when, you know, Nick supposedly got fired. So yeah, it's just been kind of a wait and see if he's going to do anything now. Hopefully he just keeps to himself and stays out of the drama, but I don't see him doing that. And it's, you know, he's got enough shows, you know, leave these people alone, dude. Let them do their shows. I mean, too bad if they become more popular than Ghost Adventures, because quite frankly, it's kind of boring to watch y'all now. You know, I mean, you're a jerk. That's my 2 cents on him. I just don't like the way he treats people at all. Yeah, I know he's got his house calls now. There's no way I would call that show to come in and do my haunting. No, I'll call somebody else. I wouldn't want him here because, I mean, he just, anger issues bad, and he'll act like it's something affecting him. You get affected quite a bit, dude. I would much rather have Nick and Tessa at my house. They're outgoing, so I would feel more comfortable around them, or Dakota and his friends. They're just people that I would rather have come in over Ghost Adventures, because I want to know what's really in my house. I want to know, you know, if it was that. But this house that we've moved into has been relatively quiet. Every once in a while we'll have a little bit of stuff, but not too much along the lines of activity. And if we do, it's just we've done something that's new, and you know, 100-year-old house. It's had a few different families that have lived in it, so a lot of spirits don't like change. But yeah, Dakota, I wish you guys the best of luck on getting your Kickstarter up and running. Can't wait for the show to come out on YouTube. I'll go in here in a minute and look it up and see if it actually has a YouTube page. If it does, I'll go ahead and link it to this video. Nick and Tessa, keep doing what you guys do. You're amazing. If y'all get out to New York, go check out the Hinsdale house. Like I said, Nick has been there and investigated it. He has also been there with Tessa and investigated. Great haunted location. You can find the Haunted Hinsdale House on Facebook. And then if you search on YouTube, I think they have a channel. I know that Dan does a lot of static cameras for the Hinsdale House, which are always good to watch because you can actually see stuff that's going on in the house when nobody's there. Can't wait to see all the great content that the new people are coming out with, and to wait and see which shows are coming back. Hopefully Portals to Hell will be back up and doing some shows soon, because they haven't put anything out yet this year, so I'm not sure when the new season's gonna start. Let me know in the comments, everybody, what you guys think. What are your thoughts on what's going on? I mean, the drama. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you all for watching the video. Have a great day. Bye.